Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah,
Got some
let's get started.
dedicated freedom fighters here.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for making the time on Friday evening. I know that all of you are busy. We are all busy, but this is very important that we are making this time because this is about our freedom and personal liberty, right? Very important. We are in very important fight. I don't know how much you know about me. Once again, my name is Lenka Koloma. I am the founder of Freedom to Breathe Agency. And as you can tell, I have accent. So I escaped communism. I escaped communist Czechoslovakia. I came here 30 years ago. And let me tell you very quickly, I started to feel something very familiar, very known. And so I've been digging, researching, and searching for the truth for the, my gosh, past 20 years. And, you know, once you enter the rabbit hole, it just goes deeper and deeper. And I felt like I was like peeling an onion. Once I peel one layer, there is another layer of corruption, deceit, and lies. And I just couldn't believe that no one else is seeing it, right? So I started to talk about it. And, you know, so imagine 20 years ago, I'm talking about deep state, right? And everything that's going on. And everyone was looking at me like I came from different planet. They were calling me conspiracy theorist, anti-American, and you know that I go back home where I came from. Well, anyway, so I had to zip it for 20 years, and I was, you know, anxious to reopen my case. And so I'm telling you that this COVID-19 hoax is actually happening for us. It's an opportunity because more and more people are waking up because now everything is literally revealed in front of our eyes, right? We cannot deny it that, you know, we have such a deep level of corruption that these people that are supposed to be the public servants serving us, they have completely different agenda. So that is why we will be today discussing the affidavit and what it is and why it is such a powerful tool. So when I immigrated 30 years ago to America, I had to go through immigration process, which is very lengthy process, expensive, you know, time consuming. And at the end of the naturalization process, I had to take an oath. I had to swear on my own oath that I will uphold and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic, right? So all I'm doing actually, I am upholding my oath and I'm doing my duty, same thing as these public servants should be doing. And that's exactly what we are holding them responsible for, because everyone who is serving the public, it can be a teacher, it can be a principal, it can be school district executive, it can be your health officer, your board of supervisor, your mayor, governor, you name it. Anyone who is serving the public has to take an oath that they will uphold and defend the Constitution. Why? Why, right? Because the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, you see? And the Constitution guarantees unalienable rights, rights that were given to you at birth, God-given rights that doesn't come from a governor, health officer, or any governmental agency, but at your birth. You were giving these rights at birth by God, source, however you want to define it. These are your rights. And that is why government is instituted amongst the man to ensure that these unalienable rights are not violated, that we all have the same rights to life, liberty, property, and pursuit of happiness. And it's the government's job to ensure that we have these freedoms and personal liberties, right? But what's happening is exactly the opposite. There is such a tremendous governmental overreach, and this is why we are using this affidavit. So what is affidavit? Affidavit is your statement and declaration of truth. It is the highest lawful document you can use because you take it under your own oath, under the pains and penalties of perjury, under the state and federal constitution. So that is why anything and everything we put down in this affidavit must be based on truth, facts, law, and evidence. You cannot lie, you cannot make up things, you cannot fabricate things. That has to be based on your own personal experience and the harm that you were caused. So we are using this affidavit to make our statement and declaration that we've been harmed. And anyone who is holding this public office, this public servant who is performing their duties under oath, that's the only way they can perform their official duties, has to either uphold or oppose the Constitution, which is the very document they swore on. And they have to uphold the Constitution because they took an oath on it. And they have no constitutional or any other lawful authority to violate the very document they sworn on. So we take this affidavit and we remind them what is the law, which is the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution, that they took an oath and that they either uphold it or they oppose it. And we state how they perjured their oath. And I will then show you in a little bit how it looks like. We will state all the points, how they perjured their oath, how they violated due process of law, and the harms they caused you. And now comes the great part is, anyone who perjures their oath and violates the Constitution is warring against the Constitution, the Republic, we the people, and is committing the highest crime you can imagine, which is called treason. And so anyone who perjures their oath can no longer hold that position as it is mandated by the law, because they are now invoking Section 3 and 4 of the 14th Amendment, and they have to vacate their position. They have to forfeit their salary, they have to forfeit their pension, and they can no longer run or be as a public servant, right? So that is why this affidavit process is so powerful and so important, that we are coming together as community and we are pushing on the system in numbers. Because remember, our power is in numbers. They are not ready for this. How many times did we hear, oh yeah, go to tell the governor, we are getting these orders from governor. And I always look at them, I'm like, oh really? Well, bring the governor here, because where should I go to see the governor? Bring the governor here and then we can discuss. As of now, you are the one who is executing these unlawful, criminal, and unconstitutional orders. So we are holding you responsible. You see, and that's the power, because we are going at the problem at our immediate local level with our health officers and our board supervisors. So this is where we are starting. So we are filing these affidavits against all these board of directors and the health officer and health director. So depending what county you are in, you might have 5 board of supervisors and then 2 one health officer and one health director. So we filed this affidavit against any of them who perjured their oath, which is actually all of them, because what they should be doing the moment unconstitutional order or ordinance or suggestion comes from the top, from the governor or whoever their supervisor is, they have to reject it. They have to say, no, I took an oath and this is repugnant to the Constitution, you see, because anything that's in violation of the Constitution is null and void, as it was ruled by the Supreme Court case Marbury versus Madison, 1803. And there are many other rulings as such. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land as it's declared in Article 6, Section 2. Period. Any law that violates the Constitution is null and void and is not enforceable. So when we file this affidavit, you would expect that these people would step down, right? Because it's mandated by the law. But what we are dealing with is career criminals. I need to remind you, these people are used to violating the law. They are used to violating your rights. They are used to violating due process of law. So to them, this is just another day in the field, right? And they think that because they've been never challenged really in the way how we are now putting pressure on them, right? In the numbers that we are all coming together and we are doing it as one county at a time. So they are not stepping down, even though they are required and mandated by the law to step down, because remember, they serve you. You paid them, right? So you are their constituent. They report to you. But we have it right now, everything is upside down. So we give them 10 days to rebut this affidavit, which is based on the truth, fact, law, and evidence sworn under your oath. We give them 10 days. We give them reasonable time. And many people ask me, Lenka, why 10 days? Well, after a whole year of this tyranny and oppression, I think 10 days is reasonable time, which is in accordance to the law. So we are giving them 10 days, 10 business days to rebut it. Come back to us and rebut that these charges that we are stating in the affidavit are not true. But the only way they can rebut it is by the same affidavit sworn on oath. You see, I had, I served my school district and my son's principal, and they sent quite interesting letters through their lawyers. And it's very entertaining to read these letters because they try to decoy, they try to use scare tactics, they try to confuse, CDC said this, and according to who, which we have to remember, all these companies are private companies. They are not with the people government. So we don't bite. Very important to remember that within this 10-day period, we do not bite. Because if you would bite and you would start communicating with them, you would basically break the agreement of the 10 days. So we don't say anything. We let the 10 days pass. If we do not receive same sworn on oath affidavit, that basically means that now they are agreeing to the charges in our affidavit. And they are agreeing to these charges in tacit agreement and admission without objection, which now serves as a fact and truth in front of any court in America. So think how powerful that is, right? This is so powerful tool. It's kind of like catching a criminal robbing your house, and now they confess that yes, they did it without objection. So now you have it in writing under oath that these people are admitting to these charges. So after the 10 days, when they don't vacate their position, we now go to step 2, which is now we send a complaint to their supervisory and oversight personnel. So that can be the mayor, city councilman. You decide who it is in your county, and we inform them that their employee, the person who is working for them or reporting to them, has committed perjury of oath, violated due process of law, and is acting as domestic enemy because he or she is warring against the Constitution and the Republic and we the people. So it is their job now to remove them from the position, from the office. And if they don't do it, once again, they are under oath, right? To uphold, support, and defend the Constitution. So if they don't do their job to remove this domestic enemy, now they are part of the problem. Now they are committing perjury of oath and violation due process of law. So do you see? Now we are nicely tying everyone together in one nice pot. And if nothing happens, we go to step 3, which is very important step, we now file formal complaint affidavit with the sheriff. Your sheriff is the chief law enforcement officer in your county. He is higher than your health officer, than your board of supervisor. He is higher than the governor. Even the president cannot tell sheriff what to do in his county. That's how powerful our sheriffs are. And because Mr. Sheriff also took an oath that he will or she will uphold and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic, now it's his job to remove and arrest anyone who is warring against we the people, because he is elected by we the people. And let me tell you another thing. Our sheriffs, especially here in Southern California, we pay them anywhere from $400,000 up to $700,000 a year in complete compensation. So we want some job done, right? We want some services done. And the sheriff has also, lieutenants and sergeants, and these people make around $350,000 a year in total compensation. So think about that, right? So we pay these people very well to perform their duties. And remember, all they have to do is follow the Constitution, because the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and they are employed by us. We elect our sheriffs. We elect our sheriffs for that. They serve us, and their job is to make sure that the government doesn't overreach into our unalienable rights, which are guaranteed to us under the Constitution. So with filing the formal complaint, now we are bringing literally an ammunition to our sheriffs what to do in his county with all these people that are perjuring their oath, and are causing harm to the community. So, we have many sheriffs who say, well, we will not enforce these unlawful edicts, and it's great, right? But they have to do actually more. Now they have to go and they have to remove these domestic terrorists. And that's literally who these people are. They are domestic terrorists. They are warring against our businesses, our children, our bodies, you name it, right? And this step is very critical, because our sheriff is, I would say, our last hope for restoring our republic, because he is the chief law enforcement officer, and we need his help in these crises where our country got infiltrated by domestic terrorists. And the thing is that this has never been done really before. So this is why FTBA, Freedom to Breathe Agency, steps in. And we've been working with the 3,100 sheriffs nationwide. We are also in alliance with CSPOA, the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association, which was founded by Sheriff Mack. And for those who do not know Sheriff Mack, he is the sheriff who put stop to the governmental overreach in Arizona when it came to Second Amendment. And he took that case all the way to the Supreme Court, and he won. He wrote several books, and so now he's working with us to train and teach and educate these sheriffs what they need to do with these domestic terrorists. This is why we need all of you and your networks, your friends, your family, your neighbors, that you bring everyone together and you file these affidavits, because what we need from you is we need to pile up these former complaints on your sheriff's desk, okay? Because when they get 2, when they get 10, they might overlook it. But when they receive a couple hundred or 400. Now it's a big stack, right? And the sheriff is kind of looking over that. He cannot ignore it anymore because now we have a big stack of these former complaints on the sheriff's desk. And now we are also, communicating with him through our agency and with Sheriff Mac and several of the other sheriffs that are on our side already to show them what needs to be done. So we need all to come together on this. Okay. Do you guys have any questions right now before we go into showing you the examples of the affidavit and how everything looks?
I have questions.
We have questions.
Okay.
We always have questions. Okay. So you kind of already answered one of my questions, which is, has any of this process gone full circle? I think the people that you mentioned whose model we're using, they're an older couple. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. So we work with Margie and Jack Flynn, who have pioneered this method. There are many other people, but I'm working with them very closely to always perfect the system. And they've been using this for 65 years.
And they've effectively had people removed?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, just not with the COVID situation, right?
Right. That's what, because we just started. You have to remember, back then it was always, personal cases where someone, they came after them, their guns or something. So it was personal matter. So it was never done in this coordinated county level. And, we were not really in the same situation with all these domestic terrorists literally running our country, right?
All at the same time, right?
All at the same time, right? And also the difference is that when you have personal case, they come after you, right? That you get charged. Now we are charging them, right? Because they kind of do this indirectly. They are affecting us, but indirectly. So now we are charging them. We are going after them. So it's a little bit reverse, but it's the same system, same process. It's actually super simple and very easy. So when you get the package, okay, we try to make it as clear as possible. But remember, the whole system is designed to strip you of your powers and knowing your rights, okay? This is how we've been conditioned for generations, okay? That you are basically the victim of the system, right? That you feel like you don't have any power. Like, do you guys feel like it was always feeling like we are living in fear from the government, right? From the IRS, from the police and all that stuff, right? It's done for a purpose, on a purpose. They don't want you to know the rights. Can you imagine that they would actually teach Constitution and Bill of Rights in our school, which should be the first thing they should be teaching? Oh, that would be a major empowerment, right? And people would be standing up and they would not be tolerating. Instead, it's all about indoctrination, right? Indoctrination. So this is a new way of thinking. New way of thinking, because one thing they want you to think that when it comes to anything legal, you need to have attorney, okay? And the reason why we are not using attorneys is because they are part of the system. They are bar association, which is tied to the British monarchy. Okay, we are not going there. Okay, we are bringing everyone to the Constitution, back to the Republic, because that's how our country was founded, based on Constitution. And we literally gave it away. We gave it away, and they stole it by creating all these statutory laws, and statutes and ordinances and orders, which many times are in direct violation of the Constitution that guarantees our rights. Okay.
I have like a question and then a concern. So my one of the concerns is, because there's so much corruption, that's going to potentially go all the way up to the judiciary, portion of it, like the judges and so forth. Is there any clear next step? Should a judge just completely be like, no, sorry?
No, we have it all nicely captured it's all about, you see, because eventually we might, because this is all about exposing the fraud and the corruption and holding everyone on their oath, right? So we might have to take it, like my cases I already have at the DA level, district attorneys level, and attorney general, because this is how we are exposing the whole corruption. And when it comes to judges, we have to remember who is the judge. Judge is the referee. Judge job is to decide, is this case constitutional or non-constitutional? But we have to remember that even the judicial system has been hijacked, right? And is no longer functioning under the constitutional law, the common law, but is functioning under the UCC, the Maritime and Admiralty Law, but we have it all figured out. So have no fear. Yeah, we know how to deal with the courts.
So my last thing is, what kind of cost would be involved, like per person? We do have the 5 board of supervisors in our county, the 2 health, the health director, the health officer. So what costs are involved, and also who would be for a board of supervisors in public health, who would be the next up for that step 2 in between them and the sheriff?
So that would be your city councilman, your mayor, anyone in your local area. So do little research who you want to capture with that in your local area. Yeah, and you can take it to the DA's office. That's also a great idea to take it to the DA. So
what do you do if the DA was funded by George Soros?
Well, but I know, trust me, it's part of the narrative, but once again, they had to take an oath. That's all. That's all we care about. You took an oath and we hold you responsible. Okay. So going back to the question about the cost. So all that we are bringing to you is free of charge. And what you will be getting is, oh my gosh, it's such an invaluable instrument and tool. So that's free of charge. And we are talking probably like $3,000. That's free of charge. This is all pro bono work. The only thing you need to do is file it. So you have to get it notarized, which should cost you $15 per document, not per page, per document. Okay. And then the certified mailing, which is like $6. Okay. So there is little cost involved, but guys, let me tell you, you are muted, by the way.
Yeah, that's not bad. So okay. That's doable. That's realistic.
Let me tell you, everyone needs to invest in their country right now, because if you don't invest, I came from oppression. And let me tell you, it's here, and it's even worse than what I experienced in communism. What we are dealing with is medical fascism. They are after our bodies and our personal liberty. And if we do not fight now and invest a little bit for our country that gave us so much, just like look at around you and everything you have, right? Now it's time to give back. Okay. Very important. So please, I know that everyone can find, $15 plus, 6 multiplied few times. We have to do it. We have to do it. All right. So I don't want anyone saying, oh, I cannot afford it. Let me tell you what people cannot afford: medical fascism, because that's where we are headed if we don't do this. Okay. So like allocate like little budget, let's say $300 or something like that. Okay. And invest it into your country. It's going to come back in big rewards. Okay.
Because thank you so much.
You're welcome.
If you want to drop your email in the chat, Lenka, do you want me to send them to you, or do you want me to send me? I don't want to forward the documents you sent me because it's a while ago that you sent them, and
and we have it updated. So I'm going to release you the latest version after this phone call, okay? And then if you can distribute it to all the people, and in each county we need a leader, okay, that works with us, because we cannot manage, we now have like thousands of people. Okay. So we need to stay organized. So every county needs to have dedicated leader who is working with us and then is working with you. Okay. Very important. And anyone who is on the call now, you need to also invite more people. Okay, at least 2 people you need to find, because this is a domino effect. Domino effect. And remember, our power is in numbers. Okay. Any other questions right now?
So that was one of my questions. I wanted to let everybody know that. And then what happens? I think you kind of touched bases on it, but what happens? I remember your video in Orange County. The sheriff wasn't going to work with you. What happened? What happens when your sheriff is just kind of blowing you off?
Well, we have to remember that this is a new scenario, new situation. We've never been in this before. And also the globalists, do you think that they would just leave this powerful position untouched? No, there is a lot of greasing, behind the scenes. Many of the sheriffs also are no longer elected, are appointed by the system, and the board of supervisors basically, now managing everything. Because why? Because they want to collapse our republic. They want to collapse. They want to strip us of our constitution. Don't worry about that part. We will get it working. Okay, we are working on strategy. We already have many sheriffs. We are building coalition. So what you need to worry is to take it to the step 3, okay, and let us deal with the sheriffs. What we need from you is pile up your sheriff's desk with these formal complaints, okay, and everything you file, make a copy, please. So I will show you. For every criminal, I have a file, I have a folder, okay? And in the folder, I put all the mailings, okay? And I make a copy, because you will need then the copy in every step to prove that these people have been served and that they are not stepping down. So very important, stay organized. Stay organized. When you receive the package, as I was referring before, is read through it like 5 times. And when you read through it, be with it. Be very focused, because this is a different way of thinking, different way of working with the officials. We are literally giving you your power back, because you are their constituent. They work for you. So you need to become familiar with it. You need to drop any resistance, any fear, because you shall fear nothing. Because we are with the law. They are the ones who are breaking the law, okay? But you need to build that confidence through the system. So read the instructions at least 5 times, and then read the affidavit itself. Again, also 5 times. So you become familiar with it. Drop resistance and be just accepting, because it's very powerful tool. I can tell you that I get always very excited when we start in counties, and we get the leaders super excited, trained, and then they are training another leaders, and they bring more counties. We are on fire here in Southern California, between LA, San Diego, Orange County, Ventura, and Riverside. We have over 1,000 affidavits filed, over 500 formal complaints with the sheriffs. And just from my trip up north, where I was there for a week, we got over 500 affidavits filed. So do you see, tomorrow I will be in Bakersfield. So that will be another one. And so we continue. That is why it's so important that you bring at least 2 people along with you. That's your duty. That's your assignment. Okay.
I have one more question. I'm so sorry. I just thought about it right now. So we've got our current board and we've got our current health officers. What about those? Because we just had our health director resign. Right. And then we've also had a change in some of the board of supervisors. Do we want to include the ones who are no longer in office, who are responsible for a lot of what has already happened?
No, if they are no longer in the office, yeah, they are gone. I don't know where they went. Yeah, they are gone. Yeah, so focus on the ones, yeah, they have to
Okay.
leave the office. Yeah,
Even in terms of just holding them accountable for what they did.
well, if they left, they left, yeah. Yeah, but
Okay.
but the person who is stepping in is basically taking responsibility for continuing with the edicts.
True.
Okay, so
Okay.
we hold that person responsible.
But if
Perfect.
they
Thank
moved-
you.
If they moved up the chain, we can,
We can,
right?
we
If
go
they
after that.
stayed in the system and just got promoted,
Right. Yeah, you
we
can
can
go
get
after
it.
that,
Yeah,
that
right.
position.
I didn't promote them.
I know, right?
Sorry to interrupt, but I didn't mean to do this, but we drove past the vaccination site. There is nobody here getting a vaccine. Just so I'm just saying.
I know. Believe me, I have this amazing video that went viral after the day they announced that a hospital in Los Angeles is the epicenter, world epicenter for COVID-19, that the patients are, all the way lined up to the street and the lobby is full of patients, and they converted their gift shop with patients. So I went there and I videotaped everything. There was no one. And it was very interesting that it took YouTube 1 minute from me posting it to take it down. 1 minute.
That's how our hospital was. Mario and Tom both have questions.
Yes, go ahead. Mario, or who was next? Mario, you tell me. Who is the next?
Yeah, good evening. I just heard on the news in Monterey County, they are offering people, there's so much vaccine that they're offering a stipend for people to come take the shots.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So people are starting to wake up, hopefully.
Oh yeah. And
You mean a bribe?
Yeah,
Cal Fire is
yeah,
correct too, because Cal Fire keeps messaging me to get it, by the way.
Yeah. They will use anything and everything, from bribes to coercion, intimidation, and force. So, the people who take it, we just have to bless their hearts.
Tom, you want to go ahead? You got your hand up.
Yeah, I was just wondering, in your experience, are you finding like that judges and other people who have these affidavit complaints filed against them are resigning? Because in the case that I've been following in Monterey County, one of the judges that was hearing the case of this cafe owner who was he's been shut down.
Richard
Dunnick, yeah. And the one judge resigned. Is that a common thing for that you've found?
So, we do not know exactly why she resigned. So I want to make it for the record.
Okay.
But, he filed motion to exercise constitutional rights. And the judge just renewed her oath a month ago. So it was an interesting coincidence. You see, because when these people realize that they took an oath, and if they are perjuring their oath, this is serious business. And so there will be people, there will be public servants who actually have conscience and who will realize that, I cannot be money prostitute, right? Because this is not right. And they all know it eventually. But some of them are just so lost, they are just doing their job, right? Like all
Lenka,
the
this is Mary. Oh, sorry. I thought you were done. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, this is the same thing. History only repeats itself. This is the same things how millions of people were just carrying and doing their job of Hitler's orders or Stalin, no different, useful idiots. That's what Vladimir Lenin called these people, useful idiots. Go ahead, Mary.
Oh, thank you. So the judge actually retired when she got the affidavit from Richard. She actually retired. She was going to go on for 5 more years, but she actually decided to retire at that time.
Yes, interesting, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So retiring
Judge
saves
Miller.
their stuff, right?
Sorry, what?
Does retiring save like their pension and all that kind of stuff? Like
I
if we
think
get them,
so.
if we get them before, then we don't have to sit there and pay that. Like,
That's right. That's right. So let's go to get them all. Let's round them up. You see, what we are doing, guys, is so powerful because we are attacking them at the very foundation, right? Because the people on top, they always keep their hands clean, right? Because the governor says, well, it's just a suggestion and order, right? But by the time it gets to the counties, suddenly it becomes the law. And these people are just pushing it through their counties, right? I cannot tell you how many people tell me that the mask is the law.
Oh, yeah, that's what they
Right?
say. Yeah.
I'm like, which law? Show me the mask law. Show me the muzzle law. I want to really see the muzzle law.
oh, I have the order that was done by the doctor, Wilma Wooten. It is so ordered. Yeah, I have that order on my desktop.
Yeah, yeah. They fear us. They fear us. So let's put more fuel to the fire. All right. We need San Bernardino on fire.
I'm so sorry. I just thought of another thing really
Yeah.
quick.
Be sorry.
As far as with the court appearance part, which I know we're only right now focusing on 1, 2, 3. So is it at some later date we may be brought in to see a judge, correct?
Right, right. We will
Okay.
go, we will take it through the whole process because remember, this is a process, right? So it
Right.
is not an event. What we are doing is non-violent but powerful fighting back. So it doesn't have to come to guns and violence and blood. Okay, this is why it is so important because we are basically we are capturing all these domestic enemies, right? And we are bringing them to sheriff, and we are asking sheriffs to do their job so we can bring law and order back to our counties. So I always emphasize we are peaceful, non-violent movement. We are going by the law, the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution. Very important. We are non-violent. We are only fighting for our unalienable rights that are guaranteed to us under the Constitution. It's very simple. Very simple. There was another hand up.
Does anybody have any questions? So Lenka, I have the step-by-step, just the body of the email you sent last time, just the step-by-step. So we get these affidavits, we get them notarized, we send them off certified mail, we wait 10 days. And if nothing happens, we go the next level up, the city council, mayor, county, what have you.
That's right.
Same thing with them.
Right.
Correct.
Right. And then we give them also 10 days to see, that they come back. And if they don't come back, so now we have 20 days plus, so let's say now we have a month, 30 days, because I always give them, a few days. I'm a very generous person. So after 30 days, we take it to the sheriff.
But after 30 days, we find you, we call you to get help with the sheriff part of it, correct?
Well, you receive everything in the package. That's the new package. Okay, that's the rework package. We kind of broke everything down, and I will show you in a moment. Okay, I will share my screen. So yeah, we need to get to the step 3 with the sheriff, and then the leader, you or whoever it is, will let us know that Lenka, we are at the step 3. We filed 500 formal complaints with our sheriff. Okay.
We're ready.
Awesome. Okay, so let's share the screen.
Do you have that, correct?
Yes, I have it here, right here. Thank you so much. So let's share it. Okay, so it will be in an email like this. You will see a little body kind of just right up. There will be the short video that some of you have already seen. And let me see. Okay, I'll probably just, okay, here. Okay, so this is, you will receive this instructions, okay? So it will tell you exactly that you select the file from the package. This is the first file, affidavit COVID-19. You put your legal name in it. You remove all the highlights. Don't print it, don't sign it, take it to notary and sign and date it there. I include my sample. You pay $15 for the whole document. You use only blue ink, make copies of everything before you mail it certified or registered mail, and keep the receipt. You also send it to the recipient's office, okay? So because these people are acting as they're in their role, so we are sending it to their office. We waited 10 days. They do not respond because they cannot respond via a rebutted affidavit. They would only be putting themselves into deeper trouble. And so after 10 days pass, we go to step 2. And once again, you select the second file, which is named Complaint Supervisor. So this is the former complaint to the supervisor. And once again, you fill it in by your name, by the supervisor name. You remove all the highlights. You print it, but don't sign it. You take it to notary. You use blue ink. You make copy of everything, and then you mail your affidavit via certified or registered mail. And we wait another 10 days. If they don't respond, which they cannot, via rebutted affidavit, then after the 10 days, we go to the step 3, which is the formal complaint with the sheriff. And you basically go through the same whole procedure again. And then when you filed it with the sheriff, you inform your leader coordinator, which would be Marie. And then she works with us at FTBA so we can start reaching out to that sheriff. Very simple, straightforward. Okay, now let me go back to the actual, and then you will receive, you see, so this is the instructions. Then you will receive the actual document. So you see, it's highlighted. So this is where you put all the information. You remove the highlight. All the highlights have to be removed, okay? You put your address, and everywhere where you need to change something is highlighted, okay? So you remove all of this, put your information in there. Then here, okay, let me also say this. This is the body of the affidavit where we are telling them how they injured us. So since it's a new concept, we created this template. We took the most common things that happen to people that, you know, they are basically claiming your body, that it's theirs. So you are reclaiming your body as your biological property, that it's yours. You are saying that they cannot obstruct your breathing. You are telling them that you are constitutionally guaranteed your rights to property and that they cannot trespass on your rights. You are telling them that forcing isolation is a form of torture. Same thing with social distancing, form of torture. And the sixth charge is that you are being human trafficked because they are using your body for the emergency ordinances to receive federal funding. So this is called human trafficking. Okay, so this is why we are including these. It would be really good if you feel comfortable to modify some of this and put maybe on March 3rd, I was not allowed to go to Sprouts. They were forcing masks. On April 1st, same thing at Whole Foods, right? Then when it comes to every of the section, you know, in the social, social distancing, same thing. You know, I went to the doctor's office and they forced me to social distance, or I went to court and they forced me into social distance and all these things. So it would be good if you can add some of your personal, so it looks a little bit more, custom. But if you don't feel comfortable, it's okay to leave it as it is, okay? So this is the body of the charges. And then it basically reminds them that the governor doesn't create laws, that the legislative power is vested only in Congress, and it goes on. And then you sign it. This is the area for your signature with all your rights being reserved. Oh, we need to change this. So I need to change this. So yeah, and then you date it, and then you date it here, okay? And then this is for the notary statement. This is where the notary fills it out and gives you the stamp. Some of the samples you will see that we were using stamps in the right corner here with a signature across. It was just different kind of style to tie it to the US postmaster, but we went away from it just for simplicity, and it's not really needed, okay? It's powerful document as it is. It's just going to the Constitution, and it's straightforward. So that's that within the package. Let me see what else we have. Oh, and then here, this is, actually, hold on a second. Sorry, let me go to the second one, to the step 2. In this step 2, this is the former complaint that goes to the supervisor. So same thing, in the highlighted areas, you fill your name, the supervisor's name, your address, the supervisor's name. So everything is clearly pointed out to you, highlighted, supervisor's name again, and it's reminding them of their duties, and then you sign it. And once again, it's reminding them that they are also under oath, and if they don't act on their criminal activity of their employees working for them and underneath them, now they are perjuring their own oath and invoking the self-executing Section 3 and 4 of the 14th Amendment, and they need to step down. They need to vacate their position. And the last is the notary statement. Again, this is where you get the seal. You will be doing the finger print at your notary, and that's the second step. And then the third step is the, oh, let me actually enlarge it here. The former complaint, and this goes to the sheriff. So here you have to pay a little bit more attention because we have to put in more information. Okay, you see it's repeating a little bit more times. Okay, you have to put the original public servant's name here, and when you filed it with them. So if it's the health officer, that's his name or her name, and the date. Here you have to change if it's a female instead of male. And once again, you sign it, okay? And this is the step 3, which is critical for our sheriffs, to give our sheriffs ammunition, so then our organization can work with them and we can start taking these people out of their offices. Okay, and that's it. And then you guys have the video, which is here. It just basically summarizes everything that we went through in this presentation. It's like 8-minute video of me talking. So this is it. So that's what you will be receiving after this call. So you have a homework to do, to read through, become comfortable with it, become excited about it, empowered by it, tell everyone you see and meet about it and what you are doing, post it on a Facebook, on your social media, get more people excited, because this is a movement. This is a movement. I need to remind everyone, the way we won our liberty in this country is It wasn't that people just got up, took guns, and went shooting. This was not how it was done. It was systematic pushing and approach against the British tyrants, the king. Okay, when it came to the last resort, that's what we are trying to prevent. We are trying to prevent violence and lives lost. This is why we need to act. We need to act on it. This is our extremely powerful weapon without blood. And remember, I don't want anyone to have any fear, because first of all, you are not the first one. You are not alone. And we have the law on our side. So we already have thousands of patriots activated. And California is literally leading the way. We have other states coming to us. We have even other countries coming to us. Please help us. We need to be doing something what you guys are doing, okay? So this is how exciting it is. Because you have to remember, every other country, they let go of their unalienable rights. And so their constitutions got so buried and they got stripped away, and we cannot allow that in our country. So America is leading the world, not only the nation, but the world. People are looking at us, guys. California, you know that what California does, the rest does. So we are the center. We are showing people how it's done, how we will bring back our republic, our unalienable rights, and how we are going to get liberated. So very exciting times.
Alex, I'm sorry. Lenka, I have a question. I kind of missed the answer to, if your sheriff is not a constitutional sheriff, how do we get past that?
Yeah, so right now we are giving our sheriffs a lot of love, a lot of education, a lot of time and patience. But eventually there will come a point in time where, you know, time has come up, right? So if the sheriff doesn't act on it after all these months, and especially after his desk is piled up with the hundreds of the former complaints, well, then the sheriff basically decided for himself that he is going to be on the side of the domestic enemy, and now he is going to receive his own affidavit for perjury of oath, violation due process of law.
Okay, so who's going to be loving on him?
Well, once it will be us again. All of us that filed the former complaints coming to him, we will have to reactivate, okay? And we will have to go to step 4, where he will have to be served with his own affidavit for perjury of oath.
Okay, so can we get Sheriff Smack's book to educate them? You know, his little...
Oh, we have. Yeah, we have, but let me tell you, many of these sheriffs do not even want to read it. They don't want to give us the time of their day. They are hiding. Many of them are hiding.
They don't hide. They just are arrogant and don't feel they have to be responsive.
Well, right. And you have to remember, all right, these people are making, you know, here in Southern California, some of them are making close to 700 grand, right? So they have a lifestyle, you know, they have a wife and children that are used to this lifestyle. So they don't want to jeopardize their lifestyle. So all they are trying to do is survive through their term and then retire with their nice pension and buy a big mansion in Idaho or Utah, right? So now we are telling them, I'm sorry, mister, but we elected you and we pay you and we want some work done. You signed up for it and we are holding you responsible. You know, that's when the tough love comes.
Is that because I heard something say we will help you with the sheriff? I heard, did you say that?
Who do you mean we?
You said we, your organization. I don't know who you.
Yes. That's when sheriff's desk is piled up with a step 3, the former complaints. Okay. So then we make phone calls, we make appointments, we send letters, okay, to let him know, Mr. Sheriff, we need to talk. We need to get this done. And right now we are also in a process of designing very specific domestic enemy criminal due process manual.
Okay.
So we actually tell them how it's done. It's actually a very simple process, very simple process. And so once they have everything, you see, what we want to make sure is that we exhausted all the possibilities, so no one can come back to us and say, well, but you didn't do this. Okay, we want to cover our back from the front to the back, from behind to the up front. Okay, from every side possible, so no one can come to us and say, well, you didn't do that.
Okay, so we is not you with us. We is just the people in that county and that committee.
Well, first step is we, meaning FTBA with CSPOA.
Okay.
Okay, we are making the initial approach, and we will tell the sheriff, you have this period of time to respond to us based on this 500 or whatever affidavits you can manage to get to his desk. But if he decide to keep silent, ignore us, don't respond to us, well, then he decided, right, that he's going to be on the other side of history, but not with the people.
And our sheriff is a woman. She's been there for 25 years.
Wow.
She was indicted because of her campaign, taking campaign money and giving people conceal and carries, but nobody else could get them. And now the indictment is like quiet. The DA's
Well, you know, like I hate to say it, but many of these guys, you know, what I've been observing is they like to appease to the masses, you know, to look like they are the good guy, and then those people, oh my gosh, they are like in love with their sheriffs, and they are pouring money left and right and doing this and that, while they are snakes. That's what we call snake, right?
To say the least, yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she started her own COVID task force.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Are they going to go out and capture us and make us take a shot? Is that what that means?
Or take your business.
Oh, they're citing the businesses for not complying.
Yeah, exactly, right? So
or shutting them down.
Right. You see,
That's the same
okay.
thing. Yeah.
So I don't know. So you guys, you know, we had also many of our patriots that went to Washington, D.C. on January 6th that got raided by FBI, right? Like I have two friends who basically at 6 a.m. in the morning, they got raided by like 100 FBI agents, okay?
Wow.
They got put in handcuffs, okay? The husband, the wife, their kids are there in the home, and they didn't present them with warrant, nothing. They just started to raid the house. They did not even get arrested, but it's basically the scare tactic, you see. And true sheriff would never allow this, because these FBI agents has to go through sheriff. They need to receive sheriff's approval. Okay, so we are dealing with major corruption, and
absolutely.
And this is how they are working, because dark forces always use coercion, intimidation, and fear, right? Because that's how you rule. But empowered people, they never do that. So what we have to do is we have to start showing sheriff that we will not be tolerating this. We need you to do your job. And the fact that you say that you will not be arresting people for not wearing masks, but then you arrest them for trespassing for not wearing muzzle, that's the same thing. That's the same thing. You just created yourself a nice loophole, and we can see through that. We will not be tolerating that.
Okay.
So
great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate you doing this tonight. I really appreciate it. And I know Melissa had to leave early, but she texted me and messaged me and everything to make sure that you knew she was very, very grateful for you.
I'm grateful for all of you too. I want you to know, we got this, guys. We are all coming together. That's very also important. Remember, divide and conquer, right? So this is not the time where we need to put our differences aside. We have to all come together, okay? No more segregation. All the movements have to come together. We are one nation. Remember, one nation under God, right? And we have to come together. We have to let go of our ego, fear, and beliefs, because that's how they separate us. This is all created on purpose too, okay? We have to come all together. And this is how we go. And this is how we will win this, okay? And we can win it like tomorrow. And we don't need 300 million Americans. You know what we need? We need 1%. So why 1%? 1% is 3.5 million people. Just imagine that, right? 1% can create such a powerful energy wavelength that it will literally sweep the rest of the nation along, because what we are creating is the true constitutional republic that guarantees all of our freedoms. And so when we get there, you will see we will have so much freedom and personal liberties that we've never experienced before. And so these people that are on the offense right now, it will sweep them along, because it is a powerful energy that we are creating, all coming together and uniting in one mission to create this beautiful republic that was literally stolen from us, and we are reclaiming it. So I want all of you to be super excited, because you are part of amazing history in making, okay? Our kids will be reading about us in the future history books, okay? So this is how powerful it is, what we are doing.
It's a miracle if you get them all together, because it's so hard to get conservatives, Christians, Republicans to unite. That's been our biggest downfall since forever. And if you can pull that off, then it's a miracle.
This is my specialty. I do that. This is my specialty. I bring people together.
Thank you, Lenka. I will definitely be in contact with you soon.
Awesome. So thank you guys. Have an amazing weekend. You will be receiving the package, so please take it to heart, read it. The best thing is to read it before bedtime, because you know what happens? You are literally programming your mind with it. And you wake up in the morning and it's already there. And then you do it the next night and the next night, okay? And it becomes part of you and it gets to your heart. And then this is how we will teach other people, because this is like the domino effect, is a snow chain reaction. So I appreciate all of you. Have an amazing weekend. I'm sure that we will talk again. Don't be afraid, okay? Because remember, we have the most powerful force behind us. We have the law, and together we go. So have everyone amazing evening. You will get the package, and sending much love to all of you.
Thank you so much.
Information? Can we get your contact information?
Yes. But guys, we have to be organized, because I cannot respond to every email. I get literally buried in emails. Okay. Yeah. So we need to somehow consolidate the questions or the things you might have. I can give you my email. It's becomesupernatural@gmail.com. You can also connect with me through my website, lenkakoloma.com. That's my name.com. And through there, you can email me. But also we need to consolidate, okay? So don't get mad if I don't get back to all of you, because I get tons of emails.
Marie, can we put it on our link tree?
Yes, I can put that on. It's a tool for communication that I came with. And then I think Norma, you came with Melissa, so she will likely broadcast that out. And Mary, are you with Melissa?
Mary's with New California State in Santa Cruz.
Oh, okay. Well, it's nice to meet you. So everybody here is connected somehow, Lenka. And if you just want to send it to me, I will send it forward and it will go and go and go. For
Okay,
sure.
great. And on the last note, okay, remember that we also need to spread this across the state. So everyone need to take a position. There are 3 ways how you take position. You donate your time, you donate your expertise. We always need help. We always need expertise, okay? Or you donate also money, because we are non-profit. We are all volunteers. Everything is done pro bono. If we have to go to fight for people being arrested in courts and stuff, we do that for people, okay? But we also need donations so we can take it across all the counties. So please, please, please do one of these 3 things, because we need to keep the momentum going. So I appreciate all of you and everything you are doing.
Okay, is it because supernatural.com?
No, that's on ftbagency.com. I'm going to put it in the chat right now, guys, for all of you. Okay, that's our website.
Thank you. And then your email was?
Yeah, I will put it there too.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you so much. This is really a lot.
I did put it in there, but I guess that we scrolled it a little bit past it.
And also, if you know of any other movements, please bring them along. We are all coming together. We are one. Okay, we are one all together, because this is what they don't want us to do. Okay, they want us to be segregated, segmented, people fighting, always arguing, being disconnected. No, no, no. Okay, we have to unite. United we stand, divided we fall. Always remember that.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do with the assembly. So I'm connected with the Stand Up San Bernardino, which is Melissa. You met her tonight, Mom Alicia. And then I'm just trying to get everybody together, because we're all united in freedom, you know, advocating our freedoms. But we seem to still be functioning on, you know, like a division, and we need to come together, because I think we have the 1%. We're just spread out in our own little thing.
Right. So we are now all coming together. Okay, we are all coming together, and we are working and functioning as one. Also, just so you know, we are also activating our citizens defense teams across counties. Okay, that's under our Second Amendment. Everything is lawful. We are actually bringing experts. They are ex-military experts from Arizona that created a complete chapter that everything, they spend like 30 days, like literally just structuring everything. And those guys, let me tell you, they are beyond professional, ex-military people, like so impressive, because like I said, we are non-violent, but we have our protection too. So don't mess with us, right?
Yeah. Hey, Marie, can you send your contact information? I'd love to talk.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys, I gotta run, but have an amazing
so much for doing this.
Oh, absolutely. I had a great time. Remember, tomorrow I'm in Bakersfield. If anyone wants to join, it's from 11 till 3 p.m. with New California State. Okay?
Okay,
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
See you. Bye.